What if one of the most famous tech leaders had the ability to literally bend reality in people's minds? It's called the Reality Distortion Field, and it's more powerful and more dangerous than most people realize. Recent reporting and multiple insiders have described Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, as having a striking combination of traits: an intense desire to be liked in every interaction, paired with what sources called a sociopathic lack of concern for the consequences of deception. This isn't about labeling anyone a monster. It's about recognizing a clear pattern that appears repeatedly in powerful people. One of the most fascinating and revealing examples of this pattern comes from Steve Jobs. In 1981, his own engineers on the Macintosh team coined the term Reality Distortion Field to describe his almost supernatural ability to convince himself and others of almost anything, even when it directly contradicted reality. As Bud Tribble, one of the original Macintosh software designers, famously explained, "In his presence, reality is malleable. He can convince anyone of practically anything. It wears off when he's not around, but it makes it hard to have realistic schedules." Jobs could set impossible deadlines and make people believe they could meet them. He could take a flawed product and convince everyone it was revolutionary. He could reframe failures as victories so convincingly that many around him started believing his version of events over the actual facts. This wasn't just charisma. It was a powerful form of psychological manipulation rooted in grandiosity and a willingness to bend reality itself when it served his vision. What made the Reality Distortion Field so effective and so dangerous was how it combined extreme charm with a complete disregard for objective truth. Jobs didn't just persuade people, he created an alternate version of reality that felt more compelling than the real one. Those who worked closest with him often described it as both exhilarating and psychologically exhausting. It helped him build one of the most valuable companies in the world, but it also came at a significant human cost. This same combination of traits shows up across tech leadership: the ability to charm and inspire, paired with a willingness to distort reality when it serves their goals. These patterns are often rewarded because they help leaders raise money, build cults of personality, and push teams to achieve the impossible. But they also create environments where truth becomes optional and people get damaged along the way. You can spot these patterns if you know what to look for. These leaders often use gaslighting, making you question your own memory or perception that never happened, or you're overreacting. They frequently engage in future faking, making big promises that keep getting delayed or changed. And when confronted, many use DARVO, deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender, flipping the script so you end up apologizing. These techniques are so powerful because humans are wired for social verification. We instinctively look to charismatic figures for certainty and vision, especially in uncertain times. When someone offers a compelling story that makes us feel special and part of something bigger, our brains often override doubt to avoid the discomfort of cognitive dissonance. That's why the Reality Distortion Field works so well. It exploits our deepest psychological needs for belonging, meaning, and hope. The most dangerous leaders aren't always the obvious villains. Sometimes they're the ones who make you feel like you're part of something important, right up until you're not. Learning to recognize these patterns isn't about cynicism. It's about staying clear-eyed in a world that often rewards manipulation over integrity.